Hey guys, it's Chris back here with Coach Renee. Moving on in our series of the actual warm-up. In the final step in what's called pillar preparation, we've done soft tissue, mobility. Now we're going to start working some stability activation. So the first one we're going to work on today is, I'm sure everybody out there is familiar with this one, lateral pillar bridge or side plank. So I'm going to ask Renee to actually down on her side. So she's going to have her stack her feet. And then two things we're going to look for here. We're going to have her get her hips up high. We're looking from a straight line from the top of her head through her heels. And I'm going to ask her to reach fingertips tall, reach tall for the ceiling. So the second thing I'm looking for is a straight line from top shoulder down to here. So I'm going to ask her to actually move her elbow in a little bit closer to there.
There we go.
So now we get a nice straight line here. So what that's going to do is having her reach, really engage the rotators and all the stabilizers in this shoulder here, and helps her drive those hips up. Nice straight line here, and that is your side plank. We look for probably 2 to 3 breaths on each side, or 15 to 20 second holds. So the next exercise in the stability basics is going to be glute bridge marching. So I'm going to have Renee set up, like she's already kind of set up with her heels slightly in front of the knees, palms facing up towards the ceiling. So she's dorsiflexing the toes, giving her a point of reference of where she's going to drive her heels. So from here, I'm going to ask her to tuck her hips, and she's going to lead with her belt buckle up towards the ceiling, and she's driving her heels straight down into the earth, as opposed to pushing forward here, really engaging her hamstrings and her glutes. So from here, on the march, now I'm going to ask her to take her foot just about an inch or two off. She's going to pause for 2 seconds. She's going to lower, and then the other foot about an inch or two off the floor here. So what we're looking for is no movement in the hips. So if you didn't see her legs moving, you wouldn't even know that she's doing anything. She's basically just doing a glute bridge. And that is your glute bridge with march. All right, here we're going to go what's called front plank with 45-degree arm reach. So I'm going to ask Renee to set up the top of a push-up. You want your thumbs closer together and give yourself a nice wide base with your feet. Then from here, you want to make sure the hips are tucked. Now she's got a nice straight line from the head down to the tailbone. So I'm going to ask her to take her right arm and reach at a 45-degree angle. So when you think of this, it's not a lift up, it's a reach for that wall that's out in front of you. And you're going to pause for 2 seconds, and you're going to alternate. So another thing we're looking for here is stability in the hips. So very little movement. If you notice how she alternates, there's not much movement at all. So she's really got some great core stability here, stability through the hips. And that is your front plank with arm reach at a 45. Okay, so the next foundational movement in stability is, everybody's familiar with this one, it's the bear crawl. So I'm going to ask Renee to set up, almost like she's going to start crawling like a baby. So shoulders are over her hands, hips are stacked over her knees. She's going to dig her toes into the floor and just take her knees up off the floor here. It's a great move. This is where we really start to get the shoulders talking to the hips through the torso here. So I'm going to ask her to go opposite arm, opposite leg. Good small movements. So notice how she's not really driving her knees all the way up into her chest. She's got a slight pause. And then she's going to take it backwards, still maintaining that opposite arm, opposite leg, straight line constantly. There's no dip in the hips here. So if you're somebody who actually struggles with a bear crawl, you can start off with what's called a baby crawl. Same idea, but we're just keeping our knees on the floor. Once you get the hang of that cross pattern in here, then all you're going to do is just dig your toes on the floor and take the knees up a little bit, and then you're bear crawling. All right, guys, so the next one is called kettlebell with halo in a half kneeling position. So I'm going to ask Renee to set up first in a half kneeling position. So here, what I'm going to ask her to do is, in our half kneeling position, we always look for knees stacked over the heel. Back toe, we're digging on the floor. I'm going to have her roll her hips under to really turn that glute on, and it automatically gets that rib cage down. She's going to take her kettlebell, bottoms up in this position here. This is a great move to really get some dynamic stability in the shoulders and have that communicate down through the torso, like we've been talking about, into the hips, and down into the floor. So she's got a nice solid pillow when she does these. Also, a good way to open up that shoulder girdle. So in this setup here, she's got the kettlebell bottoms up. She's going to actually make circles towards the up knee. So her head, imagine, is like the sun. it does not move, and the kettlebell is going to orbit around the sun, trying to get as far behind as she can behind her head and back to that start position. So we shoot for about 4 to 5 reps on each side. So you're always going in the direction of the up knee. So to go in the other direction, you would switch, get set up with the other knee up, and go that way. And that is your halo with kettlebell half kneeling position. All right, guys, so the last one in our stability series is the single leg lowering. So ask Renee to flat on our back, the palms are facing up, and she's gonna start with both legs up in the air. So this is a good move to really see if we have some really great core stability and the ability to actually make the movement with mobility through the hip. So as she does this, I'm gonna ask her to lower the right leg. So here, the goal is to really drive this heel straight up to the ceiling, and as she lowers this leg, to really drive that heel towards the wall that way, trying to separate the legs as best as she can. All the while, really firing the abs and keeping the lower back flat to the floor. Here, we're shooting for about 4 to 5 reps on each leg. You can do all on one side, or you can alternate them. And that is the final movement in the stability series. So let's just quick recap, guys. So our soft tissue, mobility, and our stability. These are all exercises that you can take home with you. Do them on the weekends, days you're not in here on training. Pick 1 or 2, take 5 to 10 minutes. Over the course of a week, that's gonna add up over the course of a month. This is just stuff that's gonna help you move better in your life when you come in here preparing for the gym and your training sessions. Thanks for watching.